This is Alina here, Chris, and we have Denise from our team helping with this session today. And I'm absolutely delighted to introduce Chris. And if you do the following, if you go on Google and search international SEO experts,
yeah,
you will find Chris under #1 after all the advertisements, obviously. So this is absolutely awesome to have such expert with us here. Chris is also teaching at University of Strasbourg. That's correct?
Yep.
Yeah, master degree, and he is teaching digital marketing, SEO, and content marketing. So definitely, this is someone who can share lots and lots of insights how it works and how we can apply that knowledge to help our freelance business to be more visible. So with that, I'd like to pass over to Chris.
Perfect. Okay. So we're going to talk about search engine optimization today. Basically, this can be the gift that's going to give back to you for the rest of your career as a freelancer or as a business owner. I don't have to do any kind of outbound marketing strategies simply because I figured out how to do SEO. So just real quick about myself. I'm from Basel, Switzerland, moved to Boulder, Colorado for 6 months in '96. I'm still here. It's a really cool place. It's a little bit like Switzerland here. I've been in digital marketing for, gosh, I guess 25 years. Before Google was called Google. They were called Backrub back then. And then when I don't work, we like to go to cool places such as Costa Rica, Hawaii. We do a lot of hiking, biking, really enjoy the outdoors. We got a combined 5 kids, my wife and I. So pretty busy. Yeah. All right, so next 60 minutes, you will become an expert. No, take a look at the right side down there. Not an expert, but at least you know where to start. We're going to cover SEO fundamentals, keyword research, extremely important, on-page optimization, content marketing, SEO, technical SEO. Then hopefully we'll have time for Q&A. Not sure if we're going to get to off-page optimization, but I highly recommend that you'll join me next Friday for the 30-minute follow-up session. We could cover that there, including I have some exercises prepared. So if you guys are up for taking this very seriously, I'm going to put you guys to work and make you actually do exercises. All right. Hey, Denise, so can you quickly tell me, if you want to unmute yourself, what people are doing?
So we have software development, we have freelance photography, we have supporting entrepreneurs, we have events producer leader, we also have virtual assistant, translator and content writer, corporate governance advisor, content writing strategist, and I think, sales operations interim.
Okay, cool. So you guys basically defined in one word, like one short sentence, what you guys are doing. I think, here's some freelance rules that I had to learn to adhere to when I started my business. I started out as an SEO freelancer. I was a marketing executive for the longest time. And then all of a sudden I got burned out and I quit my job one day to the other. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be an SEO person, right? Specialize in one area to begin with. Don't spread yourself too thin. Focus on one area because it's going to be easier to identify the keywords that will drive people to your website. All right. That I stuck to that and it really paid off. Then become the ultimate expert. Always learn new skills. There was a recent Google algorithm update called EAT, E-A-T, which I'm going to talk about in a second. You will get rewarded if you're the ultimate expert. If you do a search for international SEO expert, I'm #1 now. It's getting me a lot of speaking engagements and people fly me out all over the world. It's really cool. They pay me good money. So it really pays off to be the ultimate expert. And it's actually not that hard to get to the #1 spot if you know what to do, right? Then keep your brand consistent from the very beginning. Don't mess around, like go off track all the time. really, invest a little bit of money into working with somebody who can help you with your brand, logo, etc. Otherwise, it's just work that you're going to have to redo over and over. Hire a web designer if you are not a web designer. That really pays off. It's the first impression that people will get when they get to your website. It has to be the experience that somebody would expect from, if they want to hire somebody like you. And then, don't go cheap. Don't be afraid to charge the right amount for your services. I made the mistake. I went way too cheap at the beginning. It's going to be really hard to up your prices to where you should be. But, if you don't have a lot of money in the bank, right, to get your business going, it can be difficult, but don't be afraid to charge the right amount of money for your services right from the get-go. Under promise, but over deliver. You will have very happy customers. And then don't take on too many customers. You may end up missing deadlines, which could ruin your reputation as a freelancer, which is basically everything you have, right? People will write reviews about you. They're going to be searchable on the web. That's the first thing that I take a look at. When we hire freelancers like virtual assistants, etc., we take a look at the reviews. So that's going to be super important. All right. And then, change your game plan if needed. As we've seen with coronavirus, things change all the time. All right, cool. As Alina already mentioned, if you do a search for international SEO expert globally, I had to beat about 31 million other things indexed in Google's database. I'm now #1 with my personal website. It's the gift that keeps on giving back, right? Once you're up there, it's going to be hard to beat you from that top position. And this is a great way to show your customers or potential customers that, hey, you're the real deal, right? You're #1 on Google. So, hey, you can charge a little bit more for your services. All right, very important. And I made that mistake. I prefer WordPress. So most of the websites that we develop for our clients, they are in WordPress. It's the most SEO friendly content management system. So if you're on a Wix, Squarespace, whatever it is, try to make the investment. Go to WordPress, go to the WordPress platform. It's going to pay off over time. All right. And then, as COVID-19 showed us, the world, things can change in a heartbeat, right? So change your game plan if needed. Don't be married to what you think you want to do, respond to what the market needs, right? So we used to do these half-day SEO trainings here in Denver. I think I charged $150 per person. They usually sold out at 20 people. It's decent money, but it also got us clients because they learned how complex SEO has become. So we're doing a ton of webinars now, as you can see there. I updated this page. Hey, we're hosting a free webinar, basically a similar session like I'm doing now, and we have hundreds of people sign up to our webinars, and then many of them turn actually into customers because they don't want to do it themselves. They want to hire somebody like us who can help them. Getting people to your website can be very expensive if you're not found organically in Google search. All right. So one of my target SEO keywords for these workshops that we're doing, SEO training Denver. What you see here is Google Keyword Planner. It's a keyword research tool where we can see exactly how many people are searching here in Colorado for what keywords on a monthly basis. And on the right side there, you also see how much would it cost if you were to do Google ads, if somebody were to click on your ad, right? It could cost anywhere from like $5 to like $21 per click to get somebody through Google ad to your website. It's so expensive. So I heavily recommend you invest a ton of effort into organic search engine optimization. All right, so win this game. So if you were to do a Google search for the keyword SEO training Denver, we now know 40 people on average are searching for this keyword on a monthly basis in the Denver area. Google will show these Google ads at the very top. Now we know that these companies are willing to pay anywhere from like $4 to $21 per click, getting somebody to their website. That's insane. The conversion rate is pretty low. Usually if you get somebody to your website through organic search, the conversion is way higher. All right, so Google will show 2 URLs on page number 1 per website. So obviously we know how to do this stuff. So I got 2 pages to show up of the Boulder SEO marketing website that lead people to that SEO training page where now people can sign up for that online class that we're offering. Thus, we're getting on a daily basis leads, right, that we can educate about SEO and then potentially turn into customers. This is off-page optimization. I figured out how to optimize LinkedIn for SEO. So we basically dominate page number 1 to get people to our website for them to sign up for our online events. All right. So that's just, hopefully that gets you a little bit excited about this whole SEO stuff and how well it can work also for you as a freelancer. All right, and let me check time here. Perfect. Let's talk about SEO fundamentals. Oh, where's the best place to hide a dead body? Just don't think about it. Just type something into the chat here. I'll give it 5 seconds. Where would you hide a dead body if you had to? And Denise, if you can quickly let me know what people type into the chat.
Okay, so far we've got the sea, we've got the graveyard, we've got the dam lake, in someone else's car.
Oh, that's good.
In the freezer.
Nice. All right, so I teach.
Second page of Google, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is the best place to hide your website. If you're on page number 2 or 3, most people, about 75%, will click on the top 3 organic search results. About 2 out of 10 people will click on the paid ads. But most people, they know that those are paid ads. They about 75% will click on the top 3 organic search results. That is where you need to be for your target SEO keywords. If you get that done, it's the gift that keeps on giving back. You're gonna have a very nice life. All right, quick heads up, SEO changes all the time. It also takes time. If you start to implement an SEO strategy today, you're not going to see results for about 3 months, if not 4 months. For many of our clients, usually it starts to happen between 2 and 4 months. It's a lot of work. Google updates its algorithm on a daily basis, about 2, 3, 4 times, with major updates usually once a month, right? So it's not a thing that you can do once. You have to hack away on an ongoing basis. Yeah, every day the thing changes, which keeps me on my toe, which is also fun. I really enjoy doing that, right? All right, the Google algorithm was or is made up of sub-algorithms. You may have heard about Penguin, Panda, Phantom, RankBrain, etc. They're now merging all of these sub-software scripts into one continuously running software script, also known as the algorithm, so that Google can always show the best search results in their search engine results pages. That's just good general knowledge for you to have. This is basically how SEO works. If you type something into Google, in this case, international SEO training, Google will run this search term through its software script, the algorithm. It's currently made up of about 250 main ranking signals, potentially thousands of sub-ranking signals. You can place all of these ranking signals onto 5 pillars or buckets: the technical aspect of SEO, the functionality of your website, on-page SEO, everything that happens on your website that you can physically change, off-page SEO, the stuff that happens outside of your website. Love it or hate it, social media needs to be part of your SEO strategy because Google takes a look at everything that happens online. And then the foundation of your SEO strategy needs to be content, marketing, storytelling. You got to create the best quality content out there that people will engage with. That's what we're going to talk about today in this session. All right. Based on you addressing all of these ranking signals, Google will give you your website a digital credit score. Here in the US, we have something, it's called the FICO credit score. Basically, the better you pay your bills, the higher your credit score. I just refinanced my house. I'm Swiss, you know, we're brought up dealing with money in a certain way. So I pay my bills on time. So I had a really good credit score. I got the best interest rate. It's going to save me a lot of money over time, right? The better you address these ranking signals, the better your website will rank over a very long time. That's probably a good analogy. All right, specific guidelines from Google. I included the link to these pages here. I'm not going to go over this stuff, but I do recommend please read the information provided by Google, what to do, what not to do. Basically, SEO is about making pages primarily for your users. Don't deceive your users. Don't do tricks or like don't, if you hear about a new thing that may be working, just don't do it. You may get in trouble and your website could get delisted from Google's database. Just don't do it. Stick to Google's quality guidelines. All right. If you don't, this could happen. This is actually a real company that they didn't do such a good job with their SEO and digital marketing. They got penalized. It cost them a lot of money. And I mean, businesses will go out of business based on what they do online, right? So just stick to white hat SEO strategies, the Google approved strategies. All right. EAT, remember I spoke about that earlier. That stands for expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness. If you can prove to Google that you are that you're an expert in your field, that you have a certain authority and that you're trustworthy, and you can relay that through online strategies, digital marketing, whatever strategies you want to deploy, including your website, you will get to that #1 spot if you put in the work. That's what I do. If I get an opportunity to speak in front, you know, people like you, I will take that opportunity because I can build press releases about my speaking engagements. I can do blog posts, etc., etc. Basically, I communicate to Google that, hey, look, Elena invited me to this conference. Here's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm seen as the expert in my field. Try to do the same thing, like build content around your expertise. And I apologize, I have contractors here today, so you may hear some drilling. I got a nice a Yeti mic, so hopefully it's not that bad. All right. Another very important algorithm update is called BERT. Basically, Google is getting better at understanding context. So don't just write for the search engines, write for people, but still include the keywords that you want to be found for in the search engines. All right. Woo. Let me see what time it is. Perfect. All right. The first thing that will make our customers do is create buyer persona profiles, because you need to intimately know who do you want to get to your website. So as part of my teachings for the University of Strasbourg, I make my students fill out this buyer persona profile template here. And I went ahead and created a template for you to make a copy. So here's the link, and I'll put those links into the chat when I'm done here. But basically, you can make a copy of that template. Just click on File, make a copy, and then add it to your Google Drive or download it as a Excel spreadsheet. Please do that. If you come back next week to the follow-up session, I would love for a few of you to actually do this exercise so that we can discuss, you know, take a look at your example, and just I'd love to share my feedback. So buyer persona profile could be, you know, the marketing director at a Fortune 500 software company, basically somebody who's looking to hire a software developer. All right. So you basically describe that person. Very easy, very simply. You don't have to hire an expensive consultant to help you with that. This will do. Just fill out these questions here, and you can add more stuff if needed. But this will drive your entire SEO strategy, because you need to know who we're going to target, who do we want to get to your website. Again, there's the link. Feel free to take a screenshot very quick. Otherwise, I'm going to plug the URLs into the chat later on, and you're also going to get the presentation in PDF format. All right. So now we know who we're going to target, right? Usually there's about 2, 3, 4 buyer persona that you will target to get to your website. We need to know, what do they type into Google to find somebody like you? All right. So we need to do keyword research in a scientific way. All right. It's important to understand what are long tail keywords and what are short tail keywords. All right. What you see here, an example, Denver SEO, that's a short tail keyword. It's 2 or less words strung together, usually high search volume, but lower search intent. Very competitive. These people, you know, I'm not quite sure if they exactly know what they're looking for. On the other side, Denver SEO services, right? This keyword has a higher intent. So I'd rather rank #1 for Denver SEO services than Denver SEO. So think about, you know, how are people searching for you? Are there longer tail keywords that have a very high intent that could connect that person with you and your website? All right. Eventually, you want to build a target SEO keyword list, such as this one, where you know exactly, you know, these are the keywords that you want to rank for, and then keep track of how your website improves in the search engines for that keyword. All right, a simple Google Doc or Excel spreadsheet will do. We use tools where we can track all the rankings of the keywords for our own website and our clients, and we simply pull the data, you know, once a month or once a quarter, whatever, you know, is right for you. But this is going to be crucially important. You're gonna have to compile a list of target SEO keywords that you want to optimize your website for. All right. Ultimately, the best tool to do keyword research is a tool called Google Keyword Planner. This tool is part of Google Ads. You have to run an active Google Ads campaign. Otherwise, you're not going to get the full functionality. You're just going to see ranges right there for the average monthly searches. If I run an active Google Ads campaign, this tool will tell me exactly, hey, X amount of people are searching for this keyword on a monthly basis. So you could type in, you know, software developer, Python, freelancer, whatever, right? Something that very clearly describes you. This would be a long tail keyword. Type it into this tool. And then Google will also give, oh, so let me go back at the bottom here, give you related keywords that, you know, that are closely related to the seed keyword. I hope that makes sense. All right. We then download all of these keywords and we go through these lists, sometimes thousands of keywords with our clients. We're asking them, is this a good keyword to for you to rank in Google? All right. Let me share a few tools, third-party tools that are freemium. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. Some of them you can use the freemium option. And I'm actually going to show you a really cool tool called SEM Scoop. All right. You may want to type it into your browser if you want to use it, monkey around a little bit with this tool. All right. So I'm going to head over here. SEM Scoop. All right. So this is the tool. You would simply type in, you know, like international SEO company. All right, that's my other business. I want to do all locations, all language. I could select English, but let's just do a search here. So now this tool basically provides similar functionality like Google Keyword Planner. You'll see the results very soon here. All right, so globally, 320 people are searching for international SEO company, right? And this tool is also telling me, hey, look at these keywords, international SEO agency, 480. Wow, that's an awesome, very similar keyword that I should use as part of my target SEO keywords. International SEO consultant, etc., international SEO services. I get a ton of information, and I'll also see, all right, the number, look at that, international SEO company, Chris Raulf. I didn't even know that. Very cool. I'm number one for this keyword as well. You will also get information about, you know, what's the domain authority of this website, basically what it takes to beat the other websites. All right, so I'm actually very pleasantly surprised that I'm also number one for this keyword. Yeah, anyhow, the point is that you will get really good recommendations, global SEO company, etc. I think with the free version, you can also download these keywords, plug them into a spreadsheet, and really have a little bit of fun with it. Go through this list of keywords and really find the keywords that you think people will type into Google to find your, you know, what you have to offer your services. All right, back to a little presentation here. All right. All right. So theoretically, now we know our target SEO keywords. Theoretically, now you have compiled a list of, you know, let's say 10 to 20 keywords that you want to be found for in Google or other search engines. If you already have a website that's been up and running for a while, oh, actually, if some of you already have a website, please type it into the chat. I want to do a real example here. Show you how to identify the low-hanging fruit keywords that may already be working for your website. All right. A low-hanging fruit SEO keyword is a keyword that your website ranks for in Google, but you're sort of position 4 to 30. You're not in those top 3 positions. Okay. So we're just outside of that sweet spot. Then there has to be appropriate search volume, right? You don't want to go for a keyword that nobody searches for. And it actually makes sense for your business to make it a target SEO keyword. All right, I'm going to show you a really cool tool where we can see exactly what keywords are already working for our websites. With that said, I'm going to see. Let me see. I'm gonna go for online octopus. All right. Oops, let me close the chat here. So I'm gonna head over to, it's a tool called SEM Rush. It's about $100 a month. We invest heavily into tools, so we spend thousands of dollars for tools. This is an awesome tool if you want to be serious about SEO. I recommend this tool. Oh no, look at that, no traffic. Let's see, let's try another website. It may be, you're probably a good candidate for SEO, right? So let's use Alexandra Seidemann. All right, let's see. Alexandra, I hope we're gonna, no traffic either. Well, the good thing is you're an excellent candidate for SEO. Let's see, I think you're in Switzerland. No, bummer. So let me show you, I ran my website, one of our website, Bold SEO Marketing website, to this tool. So basically it'll tell you, it's not 100%, but it will tell you many of the keywords that are already driving traffic to your website. In this case, look at that, affordable small business SEO packages. 30 people are searching for this keyword. Not bad. But I would probably pick this keyword if I had to pick one over the other. Affordable search engine optimization. All right, this is somebody who's looking for affordable SEO solutions. We're not the most expensive one, we're not the cheapest, but we get our clients really good results. So this is probably a keyword that I would want to be at the #1 position. Yeah, so this would be a perfect example of a low-hanging fruit SEO keyword. Again, really cool tool, highly recommended. All right. So let's get back to our presentation here. Make sure I'm on time. All right. So if you're going to join me next Friday, I would love for you to do a little bit of keyword research on your own. Again, I'm going to plug this link into the chat. It's a Google Doc spreadsheet. This is actually what I make my students do as well. So there on the column C, identify 3 keywords that are very closely related keywords that you would create a blog post around. All right. In this case, affordable SEO packages for small business, SEO packages. And then also in parentheses, plug in the search volume for those keywords. I'd love to take a look at some examples. Again, take a quick screenshot if you need to leave early, but it'd be really cool if we could take a look at a few examples. All right. So now we know our target SEO keywords. Now we want to start to optimize our content here, or start to develop search engine optimized content. So how are we going to put those keywords to work, right? So first of all, I do recommend that you inventory all pages of your website, plug them into a Excel spreadsheet or a Google Doc, because we want to optimize each and every page of our website for a set of very closely related keywords. So I used to host SEO courses in London before the shutdown. So we optimized this page, digital marketing and SEO course in London. All right. One of the keywords that we went for is international SEO training. Okay. So you want to find keywords that are very closely related to international SEO course London. You can even add a geolocator or global digital marketing class, right? As long as there is enough search volume for these keywords, they may be a great fit for that page. You want to optimize each and every page for 3 closely related keywords. Okay. Once we have identified those 3 keywords that we want to optimize a particular page for, we're going to first optimize meta tags. All right. So when you type something into Google, Google will return search results. The technical term for what you see here is called a snippet. You have control over how Google displays this snippet in the search engine results pages based on what you put on the back end in the meta tags of your website. Okay, with WordPress, super easy. You simply install a meta tags plugin and you're golden. All right, so I'm going to teach you now how to create optimized meta tags so that Google displays the information that you plug in on the back end of your web page. This is Very, very, very important for SEO. It's as soon as we update these meta tags for our clients, we see an uptick in the rankings for the website and the keywords that we're optimizing for. All right. So this is how you optimize, properly optimize a page. Use keywords in the URL. Try to include your most important target SEO keyword in the first paragraph of that page, and the variations of those keywords or the other target SEO keywords throughout the content. Don't go crazy with, you know, like plugging the same keyword in like 10, 15 times. You may get penalized for keyword stuffing. Okay. Then if you do a blog post, hyperlink one of your keywords up to a more important page, such as a services page, where you know, if people click on that hyperlink, they get sent to that services page, and hopefully they'll reach out to hire you. Okay. Don't forget to include a call to action at the bottom, such as, you know, download a white paper, sign up for a webinar, just something, give them an option to interact with you and your website. All right. Then if you develop a new blog post, don't wait for the Google bot to discover this page. You're going to have to claim your Google Search Console. Oh boy, I hope you can hear me. Sorry, can you guys, Denise, can you hear me okay? There's some drilling going on up there.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. Then, yeah, Google Search Console is a very important tool where you can submit newly developed pages and then promote new content via social media. Simply Google will take a look at that as well. Apply schema or Google markup. If you don't know what that is, just do a quick Google search. Then Google will display the URL in the search engine results pages. All right. Add a keyword in your URL. If you do a blog post about, you know, software development, Python or C++, put those keywords in the URL. Then the title tag. This is probably the most important thing that you can do on your page on the back end. Make sure include your most important keyword: international SEO training, pipe, complimentary 45-minute webinar. You want to limit the title tag to about 55 to 75 characters. Then the description tag, include your other keywords, and you want to limit the content to about 150 to 160 characters. All right. And then you can create rich snippet content by applying Google markup or schema. Unfortunately, we don't have time. I wish you know, I could talk to you for like 4 hours, but just do a quick Google search and you'll be able hopefully to figure it out. All right. Meta tags optimization exercise. The same spreadsheet that I already shared with you. Try to draft a few meta tags for 2, 3, 4 of your pages based on the keyword research that you conducted. So use those keywords in those meta tags. And if you have an image on your blog post or your web page, also include an image alt tag. Ideally should consist of a target SEO keyword. All right. I hope that makes sense. Let's talk about content. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people, they put so much effort into develop content that sucks. It's terrible. All right. So if you put time and effort into developing content, make sure it's not just focused on selling, but on educating. Communicate with your target audience in a very professional way. Showcase that you are the expert in your field. You know, I usually on the weekend, I'll sit down for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and I'll write an in-depth guide about something that I know people are searching for. Do the same thing. This is the best way to showcase your expertise. All right. So if you're joining me next Friday, either, you know, take a look at an old blog post or guide or whatever you have on your website. And then hopefully we can take a look at that. But basically, this is the template that I make my students use to draft their blog post that I'm then evaluating. So let's quickly take a look at this piece. All right. Again, here are the tips that I already showed. There are some more tips in here. Just go ahead and read them and adhere to these, follow this checklist in order to develop a really highly optimized blog post for your website. All right. And then if you're up for it, you can port over your target SEO keywords from the spreadsheet that I created for you guys, plug them in here, title tag, description tag, also come up with a optimized blog post URL. And then basically here, this is where you would add your content, an optimized title, and then your content here. This is an example from the Boulder SEO marketing website. So basically follow this example. This piece is doing really well for SEO packages for small businesses, etc. So this is the perfect example that I would love for you to take advantage of. Create solid content like that. So I'd love to take a look at some of your examples if you're up for it. Really, please take advantage of me. I get paid a lot to do these trainings. I'm doing this for free. So I'd love for you to get the most out of this session. All right. Again, I'll share these links to these templates that I developed. And then don't reinvent the wheel. I'm sure many of you already have a lot of blog content on your website. What we're doing when we're taking on a new client, we're basically going, we're taking a look at what has been developed already, and we simply re-optimize content on their website. We put lipstick on the pig, make it optimized for new target SEO keywords, etc. We immediately see results where they get more traffic, better rankings. So if you have already existing blog posts, just go back and re-optimize them based on the best practices that I'm sharing with you today here. All right, really quick. If you have a website, you want to run this website through a technical site audit tool. These are the very low-hanging fruit optimization opportunities where you can simply fix technical stuff that is dragging your website down. Okay, there are many tools. Here are a few that you can use. Again, you're going to get the slides. I want to show you one tool. It's called WooRank. I think they're actually out of Belgium. So I ran the Boulder SEO marketing website through this tool. And look at this, even we're an SEO company, it's really hard to get a perfect score. So right now we're getting a 59. Could be worse, should be better, right? So this tool takes a look at many of the ranking signals, many of those 250 ranking signals, and you'll get a little green check, or let me see if I can find a little red, something not so good. Ooh, here we go. Content is too close together. So with this tool, if you see a issue, simply click on the little arrow down here, and it's going to tell you what the issue is and potentially how to fix it. I'm not a technical guy. We have obviously web developers on our team and tech guys. So, I'm going to send this report over to them. Just get it fixed, get me back into that, closer 90 to 100 score, because I know it will affect the visibility of the website in Google search. All right. Really cool tool, very affordable, highly recommendable. All right, with that said, I got a few more slides here, and then I'd love to take questions. So if you invest time, money, resources into SEO, might as well track what, if it's paying off. So we simply pull information from Google Analytics, Google Search Console, such as, are you getting more people through organic search traffic to your website? A simple Google Doc will do something like that. Don't go crazy with tracking, 100,000 things. just what makes sense, right? Yeah, and there's a plethora of tools that you can use to get that data, but make sure you get that data, plug it into a spreadsheet once a month, and you will be golden. Whew, that was a lot of talking. I was hoping to have 10 minutes for Q&A. We have 8 minutes if we don't want to go over time. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Oh yeah, if you want to get in touch, please connect with me on LinkedIn, but please put a little note in there and say, hey, you heard me talking. I get so many spam requests. So just put in a little note. Hey, attended your session, and you're welcome to follow me on Twitter, reach out to me through the websites, all that good stuff. Got a lot of educational content on our websites.